Daily, we come across many websites and apps. Some of them are frequently used while others are visited for a specific purpose. We admire the design of some applications while we avoid others, and some designs are horrible. Let's see what type of designs people consider as good and what kind of design as bad. We talked with our classmates and other smartphone and website users on the subject of good and bad design.
Most of the people consider the design of Linkska.com as bad design. They condemned on the overcrowdedness, unpleasant contrast, and poor color combination. Though it looks stylish, at the same time it feels overkill. People also didn't like the design of Trinity's website. Although all information is provided, it seems congested. But people like the design of newchapter.com. The choice of color, the smooth navigation, the content display, everything aligns with their theme. People felt this site provided a calm and good vibe. People also found the design of Airbnb much cooler and enjoyable.
Why don't you take a moment to check these websites yourself? Now, let's talk about how we can rule or judge a design to be good and bad. Are there any matrices? Of course, there are a lot of them. But in this video, we will talk about 6 design principles which, if incorporated, will make a design good. The first principle is visibility. It signifies whether the user can see everything that the website is created to offer. It is the most basic principle. It states that the more clear and visible functions are, the more likely users will be able to know what to do next. Users need to know what all the options are and should know straight away how to access them. Users should be able to perceive when or if an action should be carried out. For example, use intuitive iconography that clearly indicates there are more options hiding deeper down. For example, the hamburger. This is even more important for mobile design where screen space is at a lag. When functions are out of sight, it makes them more difficult to find and know how to use. For example, a login screen only needs information about logging in or signing up. So, cluttering it with other information would go against the visibility principle.
For example, on Dan Brown's website, we can clearly see most frequently needed things. If we want to browse novels, we can clearly see that on the top.
The next principle is feedback. Every action needs a reaction. Feedback is about sending back information about what action has been done and what has been accomplished, allowing the person to continue with the activity. It is the confirmation that an action was performed. Various kinds of feedback are available for interaction, design audio, tactile, verbal, combination of these. There needs to be some indication, like a sound, a moving dial, a spinning rainbow wheel, that the user's action caused something.
On Airbnb website, when we hover over the item, it lights up indicating that they are clickable. Google Chrome does a great job of this when it's loading pages. The little spinning circle starts as soon as you hit enter, so you know something is happening, and goes faster when the page is about to load, so you know you are about to do something again. It's such simple and effective feedback.
The next principle is constraint. Determining ways of restricting the kind of user interaction that can take place at a given moment is defined as constraint. Some are really obvious and physical, for example, the screen size of a phone.
On Airbnb, when selecting a date, it provides us a calendar-like interface to select the valid date only. Another example of a constraint is an online form that does not allow users to enter number less than certain digits.
The next principle is mapping. This refers to a relationship between controls and their effect in the world. Nearly all artifacts need some kind of mapping between control and effect, whether it is a flashlight, car, power plant, or a cockpit. An example of a good mapping between control and effect is the up and down arrow used to represent the up and down movement of the cursor on the computer keyboard.
On the ANFA's website, we can see that in the carousel, left and right arrows are mapped to represent the next and previous image respectively.
The next principle is consistency. The same action has to cause the same reaction every time. This refers to designing interfaces to have similar operation and use similar elements for achieving similar tasks. A consistent interface is the one that follows rules, such as using the same operation to select all objects. For example, consistent operation is using the same input action to highlight any graphical object at the interface, such as always clicking the left mouse button. The next principle is affordance. Affordance is the relationship between what something looks like and how it is used. It is a term used to refer to an attribute of an object that allows people to know how to use it. For designer, it means as soon as someone sees something, they have to know how to use it.
For example, in newchapter.com, when you see a cart icon, you immediately know that it contains the item that you have added for buying.
You can apply design principle to change a bad design to a good design. We hope this video was helpful so that you will be able to separate a bad design from a good one.